Well, it's that time of the year. Again, sorry I've been a bit silent since life, but anyways, the winter event is here. And to be honest, this might be better than the hexscape event, but enough, let me share my thoughts. The Battle Pass has come back, and I think it got better. The consumables for this event is actually more useful than hexscape, which makes the Battle Pass feel more rewarding. They also finally giving out more charms. The charms looks cool, and there's 5 of them in the Battle Pass. There's also more skins compared to hexscape Battle Pass, so that's neat. Now I know, the premium track is also here, but we all know this is gonna be a reoccurring thing. And I don't think the devs will stop making these, so I guess you just have to mourn to the skins you will lose because you are broke. An improvement over the last, I would say, so it's a 7. There's quite a lot of consumables in the update, so I'll be quick. The fruitcake heals the base for 50 health, and you could only get 100 health back, which is literally just the turkey. Again, except it heals 10 more, just use Medic Man. The present explodes in a cluster, like mortar, and deals damage to enemies. But it also stuns the towers if hit by the cluster, which means more trolling. The Santa airstrike is pretty much the same as napalm, but it puts ice instead, which slows enemies. The festive makes nearby towers have a less stun duration. Doesn't sound that much useful, to be honest. And finally, the molten monster. It's a unit that has 100k health, a powerful fireball attack, and a swipe attack. It's pretty much the most overpowered unit in the game, and that's why I said the Battle Pass was kinda rewarding. And you can see it's better than hexscape, so I'll give it an 8. The skins in this update is pretty cool. The skin set for this one is called Dark Frost. Is pretty much towers getting corrupted by this weird ice, and some are pretty unique, like Warden uses his icicle hand instead of a weapon. And of course there's the Christmas theme skins. I think my favorite is the Mercenary Base and Engineer skins. The design looks pretty cool and detailed. Don't really have much to say, probably a 7. Just like any game in the world, the indexes lets us view statistics and description of any enemy in the game. The index in TDS shows us the health, speed, description, and some lore of enemies. And on the right of it you can view its model and walking animations. In order to unlock their entry you need to collect their respective logbook. Every enemy has a chance to drop their logbook. And yes, it's chances and not guaranteed, meaning you have to play again and again if you're unlucky. So good luck getting the logbooks, especially for the bosses. They also have Map Index, where you can view the game mode progress, wins, loses, times, etc. I kinda like this actually, cause it gives me more reason to play, so a 8.5. In this update they also introduced Sandbox Mode, which comes with an additional game pass. The normal sandbox is pretty much just like any sandbox, allowing you to use any map, spawn enemies and test the tower's capabilities, but in order to use maps and spawn enemies, you need to collect their logbook for it to be available on Sandbox Mode. There's also some additional gameplay settings like speed, clearing stuff, amount of towers and enemies, etc. They also have the admin mode game pass that gives a lot more freedom, like infinite towers, unlocking enemies and maps, changing tower stats and many more. Pretty much just for fun and chaos. Also it's over 5k Robux, so no thanks for me. I've been yearning for a Sandbox Mode, and they finally delivered, a big 9. And of course the main event, Operation I.C.E. This event is actually the same story as the Frost Invasion event, except they made it canon to the story. This event introduced the siege portal mechanic where it forces players to move back. At some point these sieges will move closer and also freezing tower on some spot, forcing players to move their towers and defend on the backside. The enemies looks great and nice, and there's no really new mechanic. Except these annoying unstable ice. And can't forget about our boy, Frost Spirit. He's been given a new fresh look, and he's not small anymore. He has some new abilities and most of them are stuns with a large area. And also this new healing ability with crystals, and on top of that he's pretty bulky. With 4 players he gets up to 1,500,100 health, which is technically is the highest health boss in the game. Beatable boss mind you, you can't beat Conserver normally. And on the final wave the molten monster will spawn, to help you fight against Frost Spirit. Originally he was supposed to spawn in the previous Frost Invasion event, to help you fight as well, but they cancelled it because it was unfinished, so seeing that they brought him back is so cool. And that's not all, they also have a secret in this event. If you beat easy mode and get the regular token badge, crystals will spawn around the map. Collect 8 shard around the map, find a walkie-talkie and type Operation I.C.E on it, and true form Frost Spirit will spawn, which is just Frost Spirit with 50% more health. If you play this with 4 players on easy mode he will have 487k health, but on hard mode he will get up to 2,225,000 health, which is very challenging if you ask me, and that's why I kinda like it. It's challenging and fun. Well, except for the duration. I don't know why, but they made it 40 wave for some reason, and it can take up 40+ minutes. Maybe 35 if you're good at it. It's literally longer than an average hardcore game, which has more waves. Other than that, the event is pretty fun, and I don't know why, but I have more fun with this than hexscape, so I would give it a 9. And lastly, the event towers. Snowballer is pretty much freezer but with an explosion, also it's weak. It can't even freeze an enemy because of its fire rate, which means you need more than one if you want it to be useful. The other tower is Elementalist. This tower is just pyro and freezer in one. You can change its attack between frost or fire. Frost uses chill and freezes, and fire deals damage and gives burn like pyro. Additionally, there's also an ability for each mode. Using the ability with Frost, spawns an ice turret that deals damage and freezes, while Fire's ability is an AoE attack just like DJ. To be honest, I think I like the previous event tower like Harvester better. Snowballer is eh. The Elementalist is a pretty unique concept, but it ended being just okay as a tower, maybe because it's just nothing that new compared to the Harvester. But hey, maybe it's meta since it can do good support. I'm sorry, I think maybe a 7. And that's all. Wow, that sure was a lot. So overall for the Operation I.C.E event, I would give it an 8.5. I kinda enjoy it better than hexscape, but for the entire update, which includes the index and sandbox, it's a 9. The sandbox and index is a very good addition to the game, and I actually really want to grind the index, and I really have fun playing on sandbox mode. I like this update, and you should too. A wonderful update to end the year. To wrap this all out, I just want to say thank you for supporting me this year. This year started horribly, but then it started getting better and better. I still enjoy making videos, and I don't have a plan to stop, other than posting a bit less from now on, but I'm glad that you guys enjoy my videos, which makes me more motivated. I hope 2025 gets better, so bye and thank you.